All right, guys, welcome back to another emergency SOS last minute. All about the dump stream, what is happening. We're bringing some guests on last. So we're getting people. We got Robin. He's been known as Rob the Bear. He was very, very bearish on the last episode of Crypto and Friends. He was just an asshole that just caused this entire crash. So we got him on the line. But but we're gonna talk everything that's happening. Obviously, in the past hour, there was a lot of action on prices, but we are seeing some good news. I'm actually having a lot of regret not buying a little bit more into the dip just now. I think yeah, but Rob, let's bring up the charts. Let's bring the price charts first and foremost. So okay, let's see that. We got Ethereum moving up almost $8,000. It's up $8,000, right? So it's up $8,000. So ETH just took a massive dump. Tether is almost like 10 cents above $1. How is this even legal? Right? Like Tether is going crazy. That's always a sign that people are buying alts, right? Because people need Tether ASAP to buy those alts. And then we see Ethereum moving up quite aggressively after the massive dump. Obviously, there is no direct super news. Did you see any super news that would cause this insanity that we have?
Elon tweeted earlier, right? Diamond hands. Tesla has diamond hands. That's what he tweeted.
I mean, Tesla has diamond hands.
Yeah, I mean, at least maybe he's good for something, like that. That was the first good tweet in a while, so yeah, I would still, yeah. But that was it, man. That was like I don't know, at like Ethereum, like maybe like 22, 2300, something like that. He started tweeting. Man, I got in at 21, just saying.
I got in at 20, 21, 22. So I showed you guys a little bit of my trade entry, and then I realized, oh my god, it has too much stuff on. So I did make an entry. So I did enter at the markets. I did buy the dip because like this type of flash crash does happen. It's not unusual. It happened over the span of 45 minutes. So just like Ethereum just going straight down, right? So you can see it was like stable at 20. Let me just that this is a better story, right? This is a story of what happened. It's around 20, 2,900, and bam, oh my god, liquidated. There was a chain liquidation event, right? This is when people who have long positions, either that or stop losses, right? Sometimes when people enter a position, they have a stop loss that says, look, if Ethereum goes below 2,800, sell. Or if they have a long position, it means that they need to have sufficient liquidity. And if it dumps too quickly, they don't have time to respond. So that's what happened. Ethereum dropped all the way down to 1,900. So congrats on anyone who got that low. I will confess, and I would say I did not manage to get to 1,900, but I did get 2,100-ish level. So that's not bad. And Robin, are you still bearish? Let's take your view on this. I think you have a giant smile on your face. And then we got GBV's Leslie as well coming in as well to join us on this little discussion. So let's go, Robin, first. Did you buy? Are you bearish? Are you bullish? What's happening?
No, I'm a huge bull now, right? So that's exactly what I was talking about for the last 2 weeks, right? That people were too bullish. They couldn't get enough, right? They like went in all the time, like tried new longs all the time. It was too bullish, man. The funding rates were they were a bit better than 3 weeks ago or so, but they still went high. So yesterday, I sold my remaining Bitcoins. I took a huge risk, but I had huge conviction, right? I couldn't help it, man. I had to sell, So I did that, but I sold even too late, right? I sold Bitcoin at I think 55 and 52, and that was like the last big positions I had. I had some like small alts, but those I didn't touch because they were already too wrecked, right? So, but I sold all the Bitcoin, and then I was just hoping, right? And then this morning I woke up and I was like, okay, and then and I was
so you're laughing all the way to the bank right now. You're fully into it.
I'm in a peculiar position because on the one hand, I don't want to gloat too much because people really lost a lot of money. Man, look at this chart. People sold Ethereum at $1,900. Imagine you sold Ethereum today at $1,900. Imagine, right?
That would be a sad day. Day.
It's a tough one, right? But so then man, it's sometimes I think I got a bit lucky, right? Because I was stuck in some calls, poker starter, right? So I didn't have like I had my mind on the calls, right? So all I could see is that like Box Elite and also Grow, right? The other chat, man, people went crazy, right? They were like, it's over, this is it, bear market, right? And I'm like, I gotta buy some crypto, man. So I just so,
You
yeah,
asshole.
man.
You traitor.
Man,
Well,
that's how it is, man. It's like when people go completely insane, right? That's what I was waiting
yeah.
for. And there was all this mania plus the trial price. My target for Bitcoin, I wanted to start buying at 35,000. But then when 35 was hit, I couldn't because FTX, it's pretty slow with releasing your funds, right? Because I was lending huge amounts of stable. So then it went to 33, and I still didn't have any chance. So actually, in retrospect, I'm grateful for FTX, man, because I would have gone all in at 35. So then it was
man.
just
Congrats.
Yeah, thanks, man. Yeah, thanks everybody.
I had a
at
similar
FTX,
situation. So I'll give you guys the free link. And I'm by the way saying hi to Leslie as well. Leslie just joined. Do you want to say hi, Leslie, to us? Here, Leslie is not an animated figure.
Hey guys, yeah,
Hey.
I can't show my face right now because I look wrecked. That's what.
Oh shit.
Like, nah.
Oh shit.
That's cool, man.
Did you manage to buy? So yeah.
I mean, I have a long-term thesis, so I think I said last time that we're still long, and I agree with that. The main thing is in a day like this, you just need to think about whether if you're on leverage, what kind of trade you want to do. Do you want to kind of keep moving in collateral, or do you kind of unwind? And unwinding on a day like this is probably the worst, right? And so we just spending some time moving your money around. And when people that use a lot of DeFi, it sounds really cool when you have like 16 wallets on different protocols moving money around, but sometimes you want to simplify the trades you have for days like this, right? when you need to kind of unwind some positions to well, it's more like taking off some staking so you can put it back as collateral to survive like the 2 or 3 hours, right? That's what I recommend. I mean, it's all well and good to be on like 15 different farms, but when you need collateral, you need simplicity is what matters.
It's true. I mean, I think I saw this a little bit earlier. So I think this was posted in our group actually. So this is from humble.eth. He says, Justin Sung almost had his 600,000 ETH position almost liquidated today. So just because of that flash crash, because the price was going down so fast, he could have been liquidated out of his position. So you're absolutely right. Like there's a lot of management. So thanks for coming in, Leslie, at this hour to join us here. I mean, obviously, this is the whole point of this channel here is to give you guys a broader picture of everyone at different stages. Rob the Bear was being bearish. Leslie and I were both quite bullish last time, but obviously, long-term bullish doesn't mean we short-term we don't take losses quite heavily, right? So are you survived, Leslie? Did you get liquidated? Were you lucky there to avoid that at this hour?
I'll be very honest here. I was close to getting liquidated on one of my accounts. The way I look at things is if I trade futures for collateral flexibility, I put it in a separate sub account, and then my spot holdings are in one and are in another sub account. And so there's different ways you trade. I mean, I mainly trade on FTX because of the flexibility of collateral. And another thing goes to say, when the lending rates are 100%, it sounds very interesting, but generally what that means is a lot of other guys are massively negative US dollars on their futures accounts, and so that's why they're borrowing the USD from you. But you may be in the same position. In your other accounts. So as cool as lending is, you have to be really sure that you don't need that money elsewhere.
All right, let me just bring this up. So let me talk about lending. So margin lending is, I think a lot of people play this, but I don't think I covered this a lot in this channel. But this is just an example. So like say you can have $100,000 and you lend it on the FTX platform, and every hour you get a rate, an hourly funding rate up here, right? So the last 3 hours were kind of phenomenal. You have like 300% per year, which means that on the 100K, I was getting $34 per hour on this, right? Which is quite nice, right? So what were we talking about this? So you're saying that someone's got to be paying this, right? So it's the people who are in overextended positions are paying this.
Yeah, that's right. So so I don't want to show an example, but say you have Bitcoin as collateral and you're getting long, Solana perps. When Solana drops, they don't actually liquidate your Solana. You just borrow US dollars, so you get negative US dollars. And so when that happens, you borrow. And so on the screen that you showed earlier, the levels are back to 10%. What does that mean? That means a lot of guys either moved collateral back, moved US dollars back into their margin accounts, or the positions came back so they're less negative. So that's generally how you tell how stressed people are in the market. And sometimes when the lending rate is the highest, it sounds like you want to lend cash, but you better be sure you don't have other futures positions on, because it's very important to be. It's probably more important for you to not get liquidated and move positions back, because even for today, right? Even if you're at 2 times leverage, you probably were close to liquidation. If you were 3 times leverage today, you probably got liquidated, unless you were able to move assets into there. So it's always.
But I never thought about it that way, because because I mean I've been exploring this lending feature because the rates are super good this past week, right? So what you're saying basically, I'm not gonna show this here because I'm gonna risk showing my account and everything that's associated with here, super sensitive. But what happens is that you're completely right. So if I use Bitcoin as collateral and then I buy Bitcoin futures, and so I'm like kind of this is something that Willy Woo was talking about, right? Some people do that, especially the OG Bitcoin guys. They'll deposit their Bitcoin on FTX. They use that Bitcoin as collateral to buy even more Bitcoin. But when Bitcoin goes down, obviously they'll be at a loss, right? So there'll be minus in terms of USDC, and then they'll be the ones who have to borrow it off you, right? So I absolutely agree. That's a good way of viewing the pressure on the market. And I guess I think a lot of people are probably asking this now, but I swear I didn't really see any big reasons for this major dump. Is it just liquidations? I mean, I'm seeing the liquidation feed on this, right? Which is just kind of insane right now. Just the billions of dollars of liquidations here happening.
Yeah, there's another thing that's kind of weird today. I think Binance changed their feed. Maybe they didn't. Well, who knows what the reason is. Maybe it was too much stress in the system, showing too many liquidation events, or maybe they wanted to change it so they weren't always leading the market, having like 10 times more liquidations than anyone else. But the liquidations in this downturn seemed a lot lower than before. I don't know if you saw, if you heard. I mean, in the weeks before, markets only dropped like 10-15%, and you hear about 2 billion liquidations, so on. Today it was kind of low until the last sort of 8:30 Hong Kong time today, and it just felt like this sell-off was less retail getting wrecked. I felt like so-called retail getting wrecked. They already got wrecked on the dog coins when Vitalik kind of sold. So it was actually a little bit more worrying, and it felt a little different from the other sell-offs in the past couple of months, because they had a lot of liquidations, and generally you felt that retail, people like to do these silly things where they put in a little bit of money and they go 50x long, and it's kind of like gambling. It's like roulette. And so we saw less of that this time. So it felt like maybe the bigger.
So are you worried is that worrying for you though? Because I mean,
different. Yeah, I mean, I think we've been very fortunate in the past 6 months that every time something sold off 10-15%, you kind of expect it to come back in 3 days, right? Like 2 days, it comes back to its old level. This time it might be different. This time I think I see a bunch of guys really, really taking their profits on spot or on less leveraged positions. It wasn't as much sort of gambling. And so that's why this time, even though the market kept dipping, I didn't really buy too much, because I felt like that it could drop some more. I mean, that's all hope. 2 hours ago, that was the bottom, but you never know.
I hope so.
We hope so. We hope so. I mean, I think this is quite crazy because like a few things I noticed, right? Like Tether prices were going insane. Did you see a read on that? Like it dropped to less than 90 cents for
What?
yeah, it did. Like just look at the chart for Tether. It's so weird. Like I was sent this, right? So
I think it
let me
depends
just
on which exchange because
yeah, I was trying to find which exchange. So you can see that dip,
probably
right? So
Binance.
right at it wasn't Binance either. It was not Binance. It was not Binance. Like so it dipped and then it pumped, right? So it dipped to almost a point that like I showed on stream a little bit earlier. It might be how CoinGecko gets its data from. Because after I saw that, I went to every single exchange. I went to Binance, I went to Kraken, I went to Bitfinex. It didn't show, but on CoinGecko show. So I was wondering if there was like a freak out, someone just dumping their everything, right? Like their entire portfolio, both your Bitcoin or USDC and USDT. Because usually when Tether dumps, there's some sort of Tether FUD. But an interesting thing about that is like immediately, almost after the Tether FUD, Tether just went up again. So it's like it's kind of interesting. I mean, I
felt
yeah,
like there's some very interesting dynamics which I don't know fully about regarding the margin requirement. So say on FTX you can use lots of different collateral as margin, but say on Binance you need USDT. So I can see why it rallies because say you go on exchange, I have cash elsewhere. I want to sell into USDT, then naturally the USDT price will go higher than the USD, well, BUSD, I guess, or CUSDC on Binance. And so I can see why it rallied above 100, but no,
it could. See, so yeah, if you see on Binance Exchange, it went down to 9. Let's just look at the 15 minutes. Yeah, so it went to 97 cents and then went all the way up. So it could be because of the conditions required by these exchanges for holding, right? So that could be, it could be related. Makes sense. Interesting. Let's say hi to Nate. So Nate, welcome to the channel. Welcome back. How are you, sir?
Pretty good, man.
Did you just wake up, sir?
I did it. Every time I check the charts, it's like, what's happening?
So where are you right now? You're in what time zone are you at?
I'm in Central, so I'm in Kansas, in the Midwest. Nice. So I'm based out of LA, but I'm visiting family. So like right. Kansas, Texas.
So when you woke up, when you woke up, it was like an absolute,
yeah,
cluster.
Well, every time I wake up and I check the price, it's just lower. So like...
But did you wake up at the lowest point? Because I think we were lucky in Hong Kong. So like I finished dinner and it dumped to $2,000 for Ethereum. So I was like, a knee-jerk panic buy, right? But did you manage to get in on any of the deals, or are you like?
No, I heard Bitcoin went down like pretty low too, right?
Yeah, Bitcoin went to 31, right, Rob? Rob's just smiling. He's jamming up there because
I told y'all. That's what he's saying. He's like,
man, I was 75% stable until earlier. Now I'm 0%. 75%, man. Woo!
I still got a ton of stable. I was waiting for 30, but I guess I overslept, and you snooze, you lose. So
it was like peak crazy, man. It was peak crazy. People were nuts, man. They were like. All I could think, man, I'm a deep contrarian when it comes to markets, right? Like if everybody's super bullish, I can't help but ask myself, are we too bullish? And when everybody is screaming like, oh shit, this is over, it's done, right? I'm like, oh, okay, push the button, and I'm going all in magic markets, right? Like if everybody's super.
Yeah, I mean. I think there was a point. I mean, I think I was definitely a little bit scared by all the dog coins. Like Shiba Inu was probably one of the big examples of, this is just crazy. I mean, Doge, I get it. Like I know Elon's just like shilling that stuff to high heavens, and even like when people were angry at Elon Musk, I wasn't very angry because I mean, you can expect someone like him to be unpredictable. Right. I mean, if you guys watch Pirates of the Caribbean, there was a Jack Sparrow quote where he's like, "Okay, expect a dishonest person to be dishonest, but it's the honest ones you got to be watching out for." So, like, I expected Elon to be fully, crazy, right? So I wasn't angry at him. I kind of expected that. The Doge, the whole whole bunch of Doge coins, the dog clones, that got to me. I was like, wow. Like, what's the value here, right? If people, mainstream people are coming in, I hope they find some form of value, because if they don't find value fast, it's just gonna become a casino, right? And I think the casino trend was going on. That kind of led to a situation where retail could have really killed themselves very quickly, right? If everyone just buys a casino coin, sure, it might go up, but then it can crash drastically down. We saw Vitalik dumping that, right? Like he's trying to control the market. So I kind of did feel a little bit uneasy that phase, but I definitely feel like definitely feel like right now with this coming in, this will definitely make people a lot more rational and look for the value in this space. Otherwise, it'll just be like endless, just like buy whatever the hell, right? Just click a button, buy it, and that's crazy. All right. So Nate, okay, are you feeling good though? Are you gonna buy? Do you still have anything left to buy?
Yeah, I'm ready to buy. I'm about to. I'm just like kind of disappointed I missed my target. I've been saying like to myself, I'm gonna buy at 30K, and then the one it goes 30 and I missed it. I just like totally missed the train. Like I used to miss the bus for school. So I'm gonna buy in. I think it's a good time. Because from my experience, there's always like there's the dip, and then there's the dip, and then there's like the dippity dip. The third. And so I think it's around this one. Like if there is one more, then there might be just like one more before it recovers. So I think this is the time. Yeah.
Rainbow chart. Let's check out the rainbow chart right now. So we did dip, and let me just throw that on the screen here. Boom, 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 boom. So yeah, so we went up to, is this to FOMO intensifies, but FOMO really failed to build up. FOMO went to the dog coins, right? I think that's what happened. So FOMO went to the dog coins. All right, Bitcoin didn't really have much, and then right now we just dumped all the way to HODL level, back to HODL level. But I think that's actually gonna be the one that cleans up the market. So we did have like even if you look all the way back in 2017, we did have these kind of dips all the way to the HODL region, even below that, right, to the accumulate region. So I think we still did not hit accumulate. So accumulate region during this cycle would be 21,000, 22,000. So we didn't hit that, unluckily for us, but we did hit, here. I mean, obviously it could still go down. I mean, obviously whoever's dumping or whoever's playing with this market can still cause it. But at the same time, I think, if you look at the funding rates, it's moving a little bit back to normal. The markets are kind of stabilizing at this current point, which is obviously great. So that's good. But yeah, it definitely doesn't feel good, because I mean, I think during the chat today, everyone was saying, you guys, you don't sound very good. Like we're all like, like let's smile, and a little bit. Someone was saying I was looking a little bit pale. And I think Leslie, he's saying that he doesn't look very good, but it's hard to deal with it emotionally, right, Les?
Yeah, no, I mean, I think we learned a lot over the last year, and that's how sort of the guys who have been in the market longer can handle it. I think from traditional finance, you don't see 15% moves once a month, right?
Yeah.
And so you start getting used to that, and if you're long on leverage for a long period of time, which I don't recommend for most people unless they're very at peace with themselves, you got to be able to make sure you handle liquidations and you have a clear mind when the market does move like this. So a lot of it is, I think CMS writes about it very well on Twitter once. The first thing you have to do is check where your collateral is, remember where everything is, and make sure you move it back into the right place. If you feel the conviction is still there. I mean, nothing sort of fundamental has changed, right? I mean, Elon tweets a few things, right? Beeple started tweeting an hour ago. He said he bought back ETH. I don't know if you saw that.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so you can look for that. I don't think anything fundamental has changed. Maybe the valuations are sort of overhyped. I mean, should there be this many billion-dollar projects? Maybe not, but I don't think anything has changed in the last 5 days, right? So if I have that conviction, then what matters is if the market really drops, as much as you want to kind of take profits out, you're just going to move the collateral back in to make sure you're okay. the other problem is when you have a lot of coins that you move in as collateral, you're still on leverage because the price of the collateral drops as well. So you need to just make sure you always put more than you need when the market goes like this, right?
Yes, absolutely.
So it's more about collateral management than anything else. Yeah.
I think this is a hard part because, like, normally speaking, you expect like half, right? But half is, like it's half is half, right? So, it's sometimes the market dips by more than half, right? So I think that's the biggest challenge as well that sometimes we face. Right, I'm just trying to get rid of my screen over here. But sometimes that is the case, and it's not easy. I think this whole thing it's never easy. Right. I mean, if it was easy, I think you wouldn't have any profits here. But I think that, like, even when I saw that dip today, the first thing I did was the knee-jerk reaction to buy. But the second thing I did was immediately check to make sure that my collaterals are fine. I just started exploring Matic today. I was actually minting my my Me whatever tokens, my Me Matic tokens, which are collateralized by Matic. But luckily, Matic did not drop too crazy to cause me to be liquidated, because that's the other harm that can come out of this. I mean, we can survive the market if it goes up and then if it goes down and then up again, right? Which is kind of what we're seeing right now, where the market's just suddenly dipped and then we see that quite fast recovery as well. But the scariest part is if you're forced to sell at this point. I mean, that would be disastrous. I think that would be, that would be rather unpleasant. So I hope you guys are fine. I think this is a situation where the danger here is a lot of times when you have account leverage, you type in like 5x or something like that, and you think, oh yeah, 5x is great. I'm being safe because the maximum bar is 100x, right? So that's a dangerous part there when the maximum is so far. You're like, oh yeah, I only put it to 5. That's fine. 5 out of 100, right? That seems like safe. But obviously a lot of people, if crypto drops by half, you're going to be liquidated. If it's 3x, you're going to be liquidated, and you're going to be liquidated at the bottom, which is the worst. Right? This is like at the point where we'll be all like, oh, regretting not buying more, but you'll be forced to sell because there's no. And I guess that's just a warning. That's a lesson learned, and I learned that lesson very early on. I was just like constantly talking about this flash crash that happened in 2017 because this was the one that killed my Ethereum position. Right?
I remember that.
It's like exactly anyone from 2017 is like, oh, I remember that.
I remember that.
I got wrecked.
I was on Coinbase at the time still.
Yeah. So it's pretty brutal. It's pretty nasty. Any other feeds that we should talk about? If you guys have any other data, I guess what is this guy? Did you guys read this one? I was sent this. This is something from 4chan. I saw this like. All right. Should we read it? Should we read it, guys?
Yeah,
should we read it?
I can't see it. The letters are a bit.
All right. Okay. Let me try to read it. That's the first anon guy says, "Hey guys, insider for you. For those who are not too busy, moo / Lambo, boo boo larping, and pay attention. There'll be another announcement from China soon. Picture is simulated. Can't tell you guys what firm I work for, but this is massive and it's working with the PRC. The purpose of today's press release, alongside with the FUD posting, is to get BTC as low as possible, as low as it can get before 7 a.m. UCT. First, there'll be coordinated sell-off to drop the prices below a certain threshold and liquidate one certain shareholder. I can't say outright who he is, but he bought at the dip that he was pretty partly responsible. Once liquidated, the plan is then to buy up all the reserves and essentially leave him bankrupt. If you guys want to get rich, grab some coffee, watch for the big dip. Once it happens, things are going to get green really fast. We project 7K. That's all. That's interesting. That's interesting because that was posted a little bit earlier today, huh? It could be a financial play. I mean, this is trending right now. This is trending. So I think this is like probably before the big dip tonight then, huh? So whoever followed anonymous ID maybe might be into for something. Let's see what time 7 a.m. UTC is. 7 a.m.
Was it UCT, no? Or UCT, is that a thing? Or
UCT.
Is that a different time zone?
Maybe it's a typo. Maybe it's a UTC, yeah.
Probably.
Interesting. It could be a case. It could be some people trying to screw each other over. There could be, I mean, I don't know. like could that be possible, Leslie, if like to liquidate some whale, that some people organize something like this?
I'm always skeptical. I feel like there's so many guys in the market now. It's hard to liquidate insto guys. Like people on 3x leverage. It's hard, man. I mean, you feel like you can move people. I mean, I think if there's some massive options expirations, I feel like that's more of an issue because options payoffs are very sort of non-linear. But if it's just, I generally find it hard to know that people are so smart and swinging around so much cash to kind of liquidate people. Seems rough.
Possible. Yeah, because we've seen some whale wars before, right? We've seen like big pumps up and then big pumps down, and to liquidate a few certain people. I think that does happen, but it is quite dangerous. It could be. How about on the China side? Did you guys see a lot of traffic on the China side? Are they panicking on that side? Leslie, sorry,
not too much. Just anecdotally, I think Matthew. I'm not super connected there, but he was saying that if he felt like a lot of people were totally wiped out in this move.
Yeah,
it's kind of funny. I mean, well, not funny, but I feel like China was lagging a little bit on the DeFi side as well. And if you look on the primary side, you see a lot of different funds coming in now, more actively backing projects. I don't know if you saw. There's a lot of Chinese funds. I'm not going to name them, but you can see them recently. A lot of them are sort of all Chinese backed, so they've been ramping up more aggressively, but later than say the more traditional DeFi funds. So I hope they're okay. It seems like a lot of retail are getting wiped, and maybe the people in China aren't. I'm just making this stuff up, but in China maybe they're less into the dog coins and more into futures, and yeah, this move probably wrecked a lot of people. I mean, how could anyone not be wrecked when the market move drops 40% in a day? Most people don't do 2x leverage, right? Most people do like 5x or something like that. Anecdotally,
Yeah. I mean, I'm happy that the pickups that good. So I mean, Nate, I think you're less surprised because when you woke up, you didn't see $2,000, right? You kind of missed your mark there.
Yeah, I mean and also like I've come to peace with these swings. Like it was going up like crazy, and I kind of was also open to the idea of it going down, just because like there's no. Like, it's been great. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, it's been great, like, the past few months. But, like, a lot of people enter the space thinking it's very easy. They see other people making, like, 100x, 1000x, and they think they can hop in and get it. And I'm always telling them, like, look, dude, like you got to put in the work. Like, it's you can try to time the market all you want, but you really have to it's about the time in the market, right? You have to.
That's so smart. That's so smart. Time, not time in the market, but time in the market. You're well said, Nate. Well said on that.
Yeah. So I mean, that's important. And so there's no free lunch. Like you gotta learn. You can't just look at some TikTok guy, buy it, and expect it to moon. It might, but like reality is, it's like this is a good.
That was such a dangerous trend, though. I don't want that to continue, but I kind of had a feeling in the back of my mind that it will. Like people would just treat this like a casino and like throw $50 on whatever dog coin. Maybe it's Shiba, maybe it's Ass, maybe it's Abuso, whatever the hell it is, right? And just throwing money around like that. But my biggest fear for that would be like, sure, you get to know crypto a bit, but also you completely miss the whole entire message. So I'm hoping they discover more value here, especially with what's happening with DeFi. I mean, I've always wanted to put these numbers on the screen, but I'll put them on here a little bit more again. Let me just share screen here. I mean, this is something that I asked, and this is something that actually GBV guys provided with me, like the fees being made on these platforms. So say for something like Uniswap, on average in the past 7 days, there's literally $5 million being made on that platform in terms of fees generated for that DeFi for Uniswap. And then, SushiSwap is generating 2.6 million. Compound is making money. So it's like, this is just for the last 7 days, right? Too. So if you look at these numbers, actually pretty good for where DeFi is going, and this wasn't here like a year ago. So I feel like you need to discover things with value. You need to discover disruption, but we definitely didn't see that. And I'm just like looking at the comments over here. We got Charles Yang coming in. Welcome, Charles. Charles says, "Leslie, it's over. Let's jump together."
Yo,
Man, the level
Charles.
of troll.
What's up, Charles?
We got Clement If saying Doge. So GPV represent.
Hey, Clement, what's up?
GPV saying Doge and Safe Moon. Oh my God, you're so toxic, Clement. Is that what you have to deal with, Leslie, in the office all day? Like Clement shouting out.
Yeah, I'm actually using this face because I'm actually on the way down right now. I've gone down like 50 floors. I'm still on the way down. I'm meeting Charles at the bottom.
Oh, really? You're...
no, jumping.
Jumping down. Where would be a good place to jump in Hong Kong? Huh? Like, I guess.
Jokes aside, don't jump, guys. Life is better.
Don't jump.
Life
Don't
is
jump.
bigger
All
than
right, no
crypto.
joke. This is not fun. This is not fun. No joke. Okay, no jokes. Jokes aside, guys. Jokes aside. All right. It's not fun. All right. I guess we should start wrapping things up. I guess we've been talking for some time. It's getting a little bit late here. Should we have some final discussion? Final things you guys want to share. I have a cool video to share. You guys want to watch that?
Yeah, let's do it.
It's just stupid though. Let me see if I can find it. But if you guys have any tweets to share, please do share it. I think it's kind of interesting to see what everyone is thinking at this time. There's a bunch of like crying. I see like someone was sending me a troll video on WeChat groups. Like WeChat people are crying like crazy right now. I think there's a lot of people who got liquidated. Okay. This is a little bit left field. Let me just upload the video and then I'll show you guys. And then that would be cool. So, anyways, if I can find the video. But anything else you guys want to share first whilst I prepare this? Is probably
I can read some Twitters that are going on that I see.
All right, share your screen, Nate. Do you want to share your screen? That's
sure.
Fun.
Yeah, let me figure out how to do that.
You can do click the share on the bottom corner.
Well, it's just
Rob's
literally my feed,
Rob's just rocking it out. I think he's just so happy right now. He's got this big smile on his face.
It's hard. It's hard. It's hard not to. It's
75% fiat to 100% crypto for 0% fiat. Man, congrats.
No, I mean, I will not stay 100% crypto. I will stay there until we recover. I think.
Yeah, I'm 100% into. Well, I'm not 100. Well, I have a little bit ready to buy, but I mean, I'm still pretty deep in.
Yeah, I'm done. I've got nothing to buy. Nothing. I'm full in, man.
Well, what else did you buy? Yeah. So, what was on your shopping list?
Man, see, for me, I'm hyper conservative, right? I literally bought a ton of ETH and a ton of BTC, and that's it. It was a bit dumb because I had such conviction that this is it, but I still didn't want to because I went all in, man. I didn't DCA in. I just pushed the button, boom, in. So I didn't want to put everything in some coin.
Right. I'm actually still shopping. I'm actually looking for some discounts. I'm surprised Matic didn't go down very heavily.
Almost $1, no? It went to almost $1.
Dang. I follow all
Matic.
crypto people.
Oh man, yeah.
Man, I love Matic, by the way. Right? I've been using this for a few days now.
Good.
It's so smooth.
That's my feed right there.
All right, go put that up. Go put that up, sir.
Oh, you guys can see it? Or you guys can't see it?
Put it up. Share your screen, sir.
Oh, I thought I did. Let me see. Share screen.
We got Charles Yang says polls on Binance. Congratulations, Robin.
Thanks. Yeah, it was listed on a perfect day.
Well, it's good for discounts, right? If you think about it.
Yeah. I think I've got to go do some some analytics, but yeah, I assume that we will get a lot more token holders today. Just because people are looking for those buys.
Yeah, it's insane. I mean, it's kind of sad. I kind of feel sad that the dip is over right now, but
no, I'm happy, man. Don't you dare wishing for another dip, man. Up only. Hashtag up only.
Up
He's
only,
so
up
hype.
only.
He's like,
Man, I am in a rush.
Not financial
man.
advice on this channel, please, guys, please, guys. Flat Smack says, I'm excited for dumps and I'm afraid for pumps for some reason. We're such a contrarian channel, guys. We're no fun. I think if like normies watch this, you're like, what the hell are these guys talking about? Right? Like how? Oh my god. Yeah, Matic is a champion. I was talking to Sandeep today. There's so many layers to Matic. Because like I spent half the time like figuring out the different because Matic has two scaling solutions, right? And Leslie, I guess you got to key us in on what's happening on OMG sometime too, coming up soon, because that's going to be the epic war. That's going to be the war there, or is it not a war?
Well, I wouldn't say it's a war. I mean, I think there's a lot of different solutions. Every platform has their own edge. I think with Matic, they've been around for a while. That Sandeep and team are just amazing, and they've. The thing they've done very well is reach out to the Ethereum ecosystem and been there when the other guys aren't around. Some of the other L2 solutions coming out, they're either most of them are not ready yet, right? And I don't think some of them are as connected to the community. So on the OMG side, I mean, we just released a public testnet on based on optimistic rollups, and I'm very excited. I think we are. I think the OMG team will try to learn a lot from what the good guys are doing in the market.
Nice.
And kind of do that. But from a tech perspective, there's sort of different things. I think Matic is connecting with the Ethereum team, and they're also very the transaction fees are cheap, but that's because it's not technically secured by Ethereum. I guess with say some of the other solutions, you actually need to write transactions onto Ethereum, which makes it expensive. But Matic is really, really cheap because they have their own separate system. So we'll see. I mean, I think that there's a lot of room for lots of different guys to do it. Some larger users may prefer the security of sort of holding having your chains secured by Ethereum, but BSC works too. So there's, I mean, in the end, I think there's something for everyone. And if the space is growing and continues to grow, which I expect, then I'm sure everyone has a chance to do well.
I think so. I think this space is like, I mean, I just had a talk with the guys from Portal and from Chain Guardians, and they're talking about moving assets across, and I think cross chain interoperability is important, scaling is important. I think this is pretty crazy. We just had a huge donation, by the way, from Godboy. He donated 2,500 Hong Kong dollars, all in Doge now. This is. I love our channel, and then Clement just went straight into it. Doge to the moon.
Leslie called the top. He's my hero.
Since Charles, thanks Charles for the donation. Leslie called the top, but Leslie sounds hurt though.
I called the top for the 20th time, so I don't think it's really.
Ouch.
Well, but is this the bottom? Okay, so I guess let's go around in a circle. So do you think this is the bottom, or is this such an obvious question that I shouldn't even be asking, or at least the local minima, of this week?
I'm FOMOing, man. I overslept. I missed out. I woke up and it was like, I woke up to text. People were like, Bitcoin 30K. And I was like, oh, and it was like 3 hours ago. And I was like, oh no. And it's already like back up. So
that's the worst feeling. That's the worst feeling. It's okay, man. It's still cheap. It's still cheap.
Yeah.
I mean, Robin, yeah. I think the smile on your face sells it all.
Yeah, Robin's been waiting for this since our last stream.
I have, guys. I mean, what can I say? I was really trying for people to take some profit because with everything was like telling me that I had like PTSD from 2017. Man, the market was crazy, man. Everything was pumping. Cardano was pumping, man. What can I say? It's everything was pumping. So it's always when you see dog coins and Cardano and XRP, and then I'm getting very cautious, man.
Well said. All right. All right. I'll leave. Go on, Leslie. Go.
Yeah, I just want to say something. This may not. There's a lot of unwinding, I think, going on, and that's why you see futures action has not been as aggressive as the past few months, as I mentioned. There could be some so-called real sellers. I think there's a lot of leverage that you don't see in the system that's in DeFi. So you can see sort of liquidation bots, and you sort of see liquidations on Binance or FTX or whatever. You can check that. That's a way to measure the proxy. But some things that it's harder to measure are how many people are unwinding borrowings on Compound or Aave or Cream, and unwinding these things to slowly take profit. So I certainly hope it's the bottom, but it may not necessarily be, because I feel like the on-chain deleveraging is a little slower than on centralized exchanges. So just a word of caution. I mean, guys, please don't go like 10x, long right now. I mean, if you look at it right now,
I don't like that
there's these
anymore.
moves, right? I'm sorry. now Robin's the bull, and I'm the bear.
I'm leaving.
I mean, I don't mean the bear.
guys.
I just mean there's a lot of technical structures here. So just be careful with the leverage. Yeah.
I actually don't do leverage. I only do spot. I know it's dumb, but it's safe, man. I don't want to worry about everything we've just discussed in the last half hour.
Yeah, no, that makes total sense.
Yeah, indeed. I think I'll leave on this. So I have a video. So this is I went to an amusement park and I thought this kind of makes sense. So let me play that here, guys.
You know who that was?
That's actually me in the middle with the voice, with the loud scream that you can hear from like half the place away. So that's fun times, right? So that's what I feel like right now. I hope you guys feel a little bit better. But it's been a ride. I think we all calmed down a little bit. At least I have. So I hope this session was useful, guys. And I think that's gonna be it for today's session. And anything, guys, you want to add?
Yeah, go ahead. Oh, just hodl on, man. Continue with your life. Live your life. Enjoy it. And shit happens, and that's it. You get over it. You get stronger. You come back. It's just another day in crypto. So
and I see Charles Yang saying 1000x. Let's do it. What is wrong with them? I think
chat is awesome, man.
Chat is awesome. Thank you, chat.
This is called PTSD from being over leveraged.
It's gross, but
I think I do want to say one thing. I think in this market, we're still in a structural bull market. Crypto is a growing asset. It'd be really a shame if because you were over leveraged that you got liquidated and then you couldn't participate in the upsides. Just be very careful. Don't be so greedy, right? Even in 1x, in a structural bull market, things are going to be okay. So just watch out, everyone.
Yeah. I think that's the other thing about YouTube as well. I think this is a counter YouTube channel because we've seen a lot of people talk about leverage trade, 100x your trades, using Bybit, and here it's so easy. Click this button, drag the slider 100x. Okay, cool, boom, 20x. You leverage. Check this out. Turn $1,000 into $1 million, right? All that stuff. But then if you end up just getting liquidated, like in a situation like this, all is lost, right? So. If it happened to you, take an example. If it didn't happen to you, congrats. That you didn't get liquidated in the stream. There was a question for Leslie. What software do you use to make your avatar?
Oh, I mean, one of our interns looked at this, so he's quite good at it. It's called VC Face, VSEEFACE. So you can check it out. But
was it VC?
This is what I learned from my crypto brethren on Twitter. When we see these guys talk about HoloLive.
So when hot girl, sir. When hot girl. I mean, I'm just asking.
It wouldn't be so good combined with his voice, so we'll see. and voice changes don't work very well, in case I'm sure you guys were going to ask that. So.
Kawaii desu. Okay, sorry, I you probably don't want me to say it. All right, guys. That's it for today, guys. Thank you guys for watching today's episode. I hope this really helped. You guys, everything here is not financial advice, obviously, but we had a few good chats with everyone who's been in this space for some time. So I guess, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you, Robin, for tuning in. Nathan, do you want to do some final shout outs too?
Shout outs, yeah. Shout out to the chat for being crazy at this time. Like it's important to find humor in times like this. You know, like everything's down and people are still like 1000x, Doge. You know, it just makes me feel good. Yeah, pretty good. So yeah, have fun, guys. Like enjoy.
Peace. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe, hit the like. We're going to do more. Definitely subscribe and notification bell because we're going to do live streams like this. So make sure you hit that guys up and we'll see you guys soon. Peace out.